Is he good enough to be an Arsenal player in the long term? Yes or no?
Look, I've said it. I've said it all along. He's done okay at times, but moving forward, I think Arsenal need a centre back. I really think they do. Rob Holding, I think, is a very good player, but he's been out injured, so he's to come back. But they need somebody there. I think Calvert-Lewin caused too much trouble.
On his own.
On his own. So they need a quick one. They need a quick centre back who can
read the game.
Who can read the game and run.
Because you've got Socrates next to him, which is good, strong,
he likes to get
tight, wants to defend. But he needs someone next to him that got a bit more of a, read the game, pace to cover him up.
Well, looking back at your times of Arsenal, your respective times, I know your paths didn't cross there. How are the partnerships as centre-back so good during your time? Both of you. Describe it.
You want to talk about your one first?
Listen, my one, obviously, Sol Campbell and Kolo Toure were, for me, just incredible.
Why?
Both of them.
How?
Because they had everything. Both of them. People might think Sol Campbell was not very fast. Oof. He was, let me tell you, he was. And even Thierry Henry could not pass him in training because he was so strong and fast that you could not pass him. So is Kolo. Kolo he had everything. He had the read of the game.
The speed to get out of problems as well.
And even the speed to get back from a mistake. Yes. And that's the thing, because, they're not going to clear everything. They're going to make some mistake at some point.
And they had two great fullbacks beside them as well.
Exactly.
What about their chemistry together? Because we just had Ivanovic in town and he was talking about his relationship with Rio Ferdinand, obviously iconic in the Premier League era. What about their dynamics together? How do they bring out the best in one another, Campbell and Toure?
Like I said, because they were very complementary together.
They were.
They had a partnership, week in, week out, playing together. Same back four. It's not just the back two; it's the back four.
Jeremie, having played against them here, especially when I was at Everton, the great thing about Sol Campbell and Kolo Toure was we all know Sol Campbell liked to attack the ball.
Yeah.
But what Kolo Toure was very good at, even if you can body Sol Campbell. That's what I like to. I like to use my body. So I bumped Sol Campbell and to try and get Thomas Radzinski in. Kolo Toure was always had the pace to cover. And that's the key. And there was times where we said, right, I'm going to go into Kolo Toure. I went onto Kolo Toure and I flicked balls on, but Sol Campbell had the speed to get there ahead of Radzinski as well. So both of them had the speed. Both of them could read the game. And I think that's the key. It's a bit different to how Tony Adams and Steve Bold were.
Your time,
where it was a system.
Yeah.
The system, how they got trained, was really the strength, as well as their quality. They weren't the quickest, but they're very good readers of the game. But these two guys, especially with them two fullbacks, whoa.
But when you think about it, it's all about training practice as well, because this is a basic. As a back four, one goes for the header, the other one covers. Mm-hmm. So is your fullback as well. And it's all like, one move, one gets back, and it's
a system.
It's just a system.
Yeah, it's a system.
And you feel sometimes watching Arsenal these days that they don't work out.
It's funny because we're mentioning all these names. One of them is still involved with Arsenal, obviously not as a player. Steve Bold, you were speaking to him before the match.
Yes.
Yes.
He did not look happy at all, but I haven't seen him smile much, to be honest, either.
Yeah.
I mean, it must frustrate him because you know what a good defender he is. You know he's part of the coaching staff now. What do you think is going through his head?
That's a difficult one because I think under Arsene Wenger, I think Steve Bold took some training sessions and they improved defensively.
Yeah.
But I personally don't believe that Steve Bold has that kudos to be able to train that back four or teach them. Not that he's going to get that opportunity because Unai Emery's got to do things his way. But having that knowledge and not being able to help these guys,
it must be frustrating for him. It must be frustrating because obviously he's a Arsenal legend, and he's played at the highest level for Arsenal so many games and was a great player. And seeing them individual centre-back mistake must hurt him a little bit and not maybe feel that he can really do much about it.
Do you think they should give him more responsibility in terms of one-to-one coaching with the defensive players? Is it being done? I don't know what happens behind closed doors. I'm just conjecturing here.
I don't know. I don't know if the modern day player, I don't know if that method, how they got taught, they'd want to do it. See, that's the other thing.
It's a different generation, and sometimes, you know, the new players, listen, I'm not that old,
have
but
a different way, don't they?
the way I've been brought up, which is the old, you know, English fashion kind of, and the way when I finished my career, seeing young players coming through, it was just a different world, you know.
You actually, Laurent, with Guendouzi, when he was a very young player, was he getting the sort of same upbringing that you had?
Oh, no chance. No, absolutely nothing.
Nothing
You
similar.
can't even compare it. You know, I've been brought up like cleaning boots and doing all that kind of stuff. You know, the tough way.
Yeah.
And the way them kids now just get, you know, into the first team, coming in like, yeah, you know, I'm one of you guys. That's
Everything's
it.
given.
Everything's given.
But just to clarify, Guendouzi wasn't like that, though. I mean,
no, he wasn't like that. He was talented, and but I think at that age, to do what he's doing, you've got to have a really self-belief. You know, believe in your qualities and in yourself, which is, some people might say it's a bit of arrogance. Some of us says that is quality. You know, it's confidence, and you've got to have it to perform at such a young age.
Whose boots did you clean? Out of interest.
Shuka, Davor Shuka.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he tip well?
To be fair, you know what? I'd done it maybe once or twice. Then after, he wanted to do it himself, so he just never asked me to do it again.
Jeremie weren't that good.
Yeah.
You made sure
deliberately.
deliberately.
Or he just didn't want to tip you, he wanted to cash to himself.
Just rather do it myself, yeah.
Did you clean any boots?
Oh, yeah.
Whose boots?
I cleaned Charlie Nicholas, Viv Anderson, George Graham, and Theo Foley's.
Wow.
And they all paid well bar Viv Anderson.
Oh, okay, he's been called out. Another quick question. You talked about Sol Campbell. Who was the stronger Campbell?
Well, I was to start with. And then I got on a bit, and then he started bullying me a little bit.
Understood. All right.